Hi there! In this tutorial we're going to learn Bandoleros with Don Omar. It's a really beautiful song, maybe a little bit tricky if you haven't played Fingerstyle before, but I'm going to show you some tricks that can improve your learning curve a little bit faster. The song is pretty straightforward. It's A minor and it's D minor, and we have a capo on the 3rd fret. If you don't have a capo, you can just play on the 1st fret. I'm going to start to play a little bit of the song so you can hear how it sounds. When you play fingerstyle, it's common to use the thumb as at the bass notes. So often you play the thumb at the 4th, 5th and 6th string. And then you have the index finger at the 3rd string, and you have the middle finger at the 2nd string and the ring finger at the 1st string. And try to keep them there. It's much easier to play. And if we have this A minor, we're gonna do a lot of things like this. We're gonna play the bass and this. If you keep the fingers here, it's much easier. And we can start, if you play the D minor, start with the bass on the thumb, play on the 5th string, and then try to play just index, middle and ring finger, and go back to the middle finger and then back to the index finger, and then bass, and try to play a little bit so you get used to it. And then go down to the D minor thumb. Try to practice this a little bit. It will be a lot easier. And then try also to practice with the thumb. Just do like this. The second thing we have to learn is the hammer-on and pull-off. The hammer-on is we take the 1st string and then we put down the index finger on the 1st fret. And then pull off is exactly the same, but we have the index finger at the 1st fret, and then we release it. And it sounds like this when you do it together. So if we start, we have the A minor, like this, and we are going to play with the thumb on the 5th string, and then we're going to play with the middle finger on the 2nd string, and release. We have this A minor and we release this index finger. So and we play them both together, and then we do a hammer on and pull off like this. And then we go down on, we put the index finger back on the 1st fret on the 2nd string, so we have the A minor again, and then we play the 4th string with the thumb, and then the 1st string, 2nd string and 1st string, and use these fingers as I showed you before. It's much easier. So it's going to be, and we do it from the beginning again, 5th string and 2nd string, and release this finger, play both together, and we do a hammer on and a pull off, and then 4th, 3rd, 2nd and 1st. So it should sound like this. So it's important you release this finger, do this, and then put it back again, and then you play 4th, 3rd, 2nd and 1st. And then we play with the thumb on the 4th string, and then we have the same settings here, the 3rd string and 2nd string with the A minor still here, all of these, and do it like, and then we put the pinky on the 2nd string 3rd fret, and then the bass on the 5th string, and then with the ring finger on the 1st string. So it sounds like this from the beginning. And then we go and release the fingers and then we play the thumb on the fourth and the ring finger on the first, and we do exactly the same as we did in the first tune with the A minor, that we play the fifth and second string and did this hammer-on and pull off, but we do it here with the fourth string on the thumb and the first string, sorry, there, and the first string, and do the hammer-on and pull off. And then we're playing the second fret on the third string. So it should sound like this. And then we go to the next part, and it sounds like this. What you do here is you put your index finger on the fourth string on the second fret and the third string on the second fret, and you play with the thumb on the fourth string and then the index finger on the third. So you play this both, and then on the third string you put it from the on the fourth fret and the fifth fret, and I like to use the pinky there. So thumb on the fourth, third string, and on the second fret, and then the fourth fret, and then the fifth fret on the third string. And then I like to move this index finger down, and I put it here because we're going to do a slide here. And the beauty with moving this finger down is like we play this, and I can already prepare it before when we are there, and I put it on the second string on the third fret here, and then I just slide up to the fifth fret. So we start thumb on the fourth, third string, second fret, and then we have the fourth fret and fifth fret. Put it down to the second and use the second string on the third fret and slide up there. And why I slide with just this index finger is that when we are here, we're going to the first fret, and we're already prepared if we hold this finger like this, and then we can play at the fifth fret at the first string. So we start again from the beginning. And then we go to the 7th fret on the first string, and at the same time we play the bass on the 5th string. And then the 8th fret on the first string. So it sounds like this. And then we keep this finger down here and play the 5th fret on the 2nd string. And then we play the 4th string 7th fret with the thumb, and then we play the first string like this, and use the index, the ring finger here. Try to remember to have the index finger on the third, middle finger on the second, and the ring finger on the first string. It's much easier. So it should sound like this. And then we're going down, and we are going to play D minor again, and we start with the 5th. This is A minor bass, but we start with the 5th string with the thumb, and the first string with the ring finger. Play them together, same as we did earlier, and hammer on and pull off. So take the both 1st and 5th string, and hammer on the 1st fret. Release and pull off, and then 3rd fret on the 2nd string, and then on the 1st fret on the 2nd string, and then all these 3 at the same time, 4th, 3rd and 2nd, and then we put the pinky on the 3rd fret, and then we move on to exactly the same again, 5th string and 1st string. should be like this, the whole thing together here. And then the fun part begins. But we're going to recap from the beginning here. So we start from the beginning. We go back to A minor and we start the fun part, and it goes like this. So we play like this. Okay. Then it's over to a D minor, like exactly as we did with the earlier with the A minor. Okay, 4th string, 1st string, and then 3rd string, 2nd fret, and the 2nd string, 3rd fret, and then we release the index finger from the 1st string and play it, and then back to the 1st fret. And we go down 2nd string, 3rd string, up to the 1st string again, and back down to the 3rd string and then 2nd string. And then we move up to the 7th fret on the 1st string, and here I like to play, it should go a little bit fast here, and I like to play with the index finger and middle finger. I do like this. We're gonna do 3 times on the 7th fret on the 1st string, and then 8th fret and back to 7th fret. So if we start again from the D minor here, it's just like this. One more time. Play with the thumb, 4th, and then you play with a ring finger on the 1st string. Then back and play exactly the same thing at the A minor as we did before. And then back to D minor, and here is the same thing again. The 4th on the thumb, 4th string on the thumb, and then the 1st string, 1st fret. But the difference here is that we only play this. Then we play it again, the 4th string and 1st string. So we start with this, 3rd, 2nd, release, 3rd, back on the 1st string on the 1st fret, and then 2nd string and then 3rd string, and then we play both the 1st string and 4th string. And then we go up and play 3 times on the 5th fret on the 2nd string, and I like to slide when I do this. And then we go up to the 3rd string, 7th fret, and then back down to the 4th fret on the 3rd string, and then we play again the 4th string, the 4th fret, and we play with a thumb on the 5th string, and we slide up to the 6th fret on the 3rd string.